The world is full of beautiful spots that tourists flock to yearly. However, some places are quite eccentric and tend to go unnoticed. Today, we'll be uncovering the most insane places in all of South America. Stay tuned, you might end up with a new place to put on your bucket list, and we promise you, none of the other wandering souls will know about it since they are quite low-key. Without further ado, let's dive in, starting with El Salto in Colombia, the Salto de Quindama, which rises to a height of 156 meters or 512 feet, was first seen atop a hilltop luxury hotel built in 1924. Back then, the elite Colombians flocked to it. However, the hotel has a shady history. According to lore, many people have taken their own lives by jumping from nearby buildings into the chasm below. As its name suggests, the choppy waters of Lago de los Muertos were within reach in just 6 short seconds, which translates to the Lake of the Dead. At least 20 individuals have made this decision to take their own lives. They allegedly chose this location because they feared their remains would never be discovered, or as some claim, the spirit of this site compels visitors to take a leap of faith. According to the hotel's caretakers, they often encounter unexplained phenomenons and hear heartbreaking cries at this location. Visitors may notice a sluggishness in the atmosphere. It was demolished in 1990, while the Hotel Tequendama was still open. As of the current year, the old hotel has been renovated and reopened as the Casa Museo Salto de Tequendama Biodiversidad y Cultura, housing exhibits about the environment and history of Tequendama waterfall. Would you be willing to check out this bone-chillingly insane spot in South America? Next up is Quebrada Las Gachas in Colombia. A place like Quebrada Las Gachas should remain a well-kept secret. With its crimson shallow river and several plunge pools, Las Gachas seems like an extraterrestrial structure. You may belly slide into them or bathe in the natural jacuzzi. Compared to the famed Cayo Cristales, this is a more available and far less expensive option. It also looks the same throughout the year. Guadalupe, a tiny hamlet in Colombia's Santander region, is a 1-hour trek away. The trail is short and uncrowded, so you're unlikely to encounter other hikers. Individuals from the surrounding area mostly populate the river. If you're interested in taking a bath in a red pool, this is your way to go. Plus, it's all natural, with trees and bushes surrounding the lake. You can have the time of your life here. Moving on, there is Venezuela, Peru. If you ever felt like mountains are boring, this one in Peru will have you changing your mind in no time. This insane spot in South America is so stunning that our wandering souls couldn't keep it hidden from the world. Machu Picchu is usually the first thought that springs to mind when people think about Peru. The Venezuela, for example, is one of the many stunning locations in this nation. Specifically, this is famous as the Rainbow Mountain, coated with many hues including yellow, pinks, blues, and greens. Its rainbow hue has remained a mystery up to this point in time. However, you may still admire its brilliant hues throughout the year. However, as we all know, all good things in life aren't very easy to grab. The stunning multicolored mountain can also be pretty hard to reach, so brace yourself for the hike. Make sure you're physically fit to make it to this location since it will need a lot of work. Then there's the fact that it takes 6 days to get there, so there's a long journey to witness this natural wonder. It will be worth it though when you see the rainbow for yourself. And next, Caño Cristales in Colombia. Most people see a river as a dark, murky body of water, or as a crystal clear body of water with a few dull gray stones lining the riverbank. Colombia's Caño Cristales is a veritable rainbow of hues from late July through November. Red blossoming plants fill the river's water during the brief gap between the rainy and dry seasons. Other colors besides the river's spectacular crimson red may be seen in the sediments and rocks, as well as the numerous flora and animals that live there. In most of the year, Caño Cristales resembles most other rivers with this light green color. Caño Cristales transforms into an aquatic rainbow if the water level is exactly perfect. The crimson plants will not grow if the water level is reduced. The crimson plants wither and die. The isolated location of Caño Cristales in Colombia is quite hard to reach, and you might need to travel a little, but we promise the result will definitely be worth it. Tourists have returned to Caño Cristales after years of political turmoil, and the Colombian people are eager to welcome them. Caño Cristales should be on your bucket list if you like vibrant hues. Colorful patches of red, yellow, green, black, and blue, surrounded by a blanket of pure crystal water, is a breathtaking sight. And then there's the Marble Caves in Chile. Are you tired of listening to tales about the same old travel spots? Maybe it's time to add adventure to your travel diaries with this super insanely beautiful spot in South America. A trip to Chile's Marble Caves will make your pals envious of your adventures. The natural marble columns' beautiful, undulated curves were the result of hundreds of years of erosion and glacier water washout. Is a magical blue that only happens in the appropriate season when the water sparkles. The Marble Caves, the Marble Cathedral, and the Marble Chapels are the 3 most common destinations on a boat trip. While the chapel is the most popular location to photograph, the Marble Caves is the chosen spot for all of those who want some peace, quiet, and beauty all together. Puerto Rio Tranquilo in Chile is is the nearest town for lodging, so you won't have to worry about your accommodations either. Next, Cuevas de los Manos in Argentina. How would you feel about going to a spot filled with handprints from centuries ago? Doesn't that sound absolutely insane? As the biggest and most stunning exhibition of handprints in the world, Cuevas de los Manos in Argentina is a must-see. This 9,000-year-old rock art display is thought to be the work of a master artist. They're mostly handprints, but there are also representations of animals and hunting scenes in the paintings, along with what seem to be demons and bad spirits. The cavern and its murals have been designated a World Heritage Site by UNESCO because of its size and manner of painting. Rent a car from either Los Antiguos or Perito Moreno, Argentina, to go to the destination. Visit during the off-season, and you could be the only one there. Moving on, there's Pisagüea. Now here is an insane location that's quite creepy, with a really scary history. Pisagüea was formerly a bustling harbor for the nitrate mines deep inside the parched Atacama Pampas. The town's stunning houses and theater were all made from Oregon pine, imported from the States. However, as the town's reliance on nitrate waned, so did its population. Then things took a turn for the gloomy. At least 11 times throughout the 20th century, the town was used as a political jail. The years 1941, 42, 47 through 48, and 1973 through 74, when LGBTQ+ individuals were in prison, are among the most well-known. Pablo Neruda wrote a poem commemorating the time period in his Canto General. During the Pinochet dictatorship, most inmates were tortured and killed at the Colonia Penal Prison. The remnants of the Pinochet-era detention facilities may be seen less than a kilometer from town along the shoreline. The cemetery is located on a rock overlooking Pisagüea, a few miles away. People who perished during the Pinochet regime are buried in a mass grave in this town. However, despite the fact that few people prefer to stay over there overnight, some have reported hearing moaning and other weird noises. There's a campsite and a tiny hotel near the Pinochet-era center if you'd want to stay, if you dare do it. Finally, not to forget the insane Cordoba, Argentina. Southern America has been known to be plagued with scary dictatorships, and here is another insane place linked with the cruelty. For 6 years, 1976 through 1983, Argentina was under the control of a harsh dictatorship. More than 30,000 individuals vanished, were tortured, or killed as per human rights groups. The majority of them were minors. The country's former detention facilities are now museums known as the Archivo de la Memoria, or Archive of Memory, or Memory Archives. An alley near the cathedral and Cordoba's Archivo de la Memoria is a very famous place to visit. If you're sensitive to spirits, you could find this a tense experience. Torture chambers have been revealed to the light of day for the first time since they were hidden behind walls, allowing the last words of political prisoners to be etched into the walls. Other dictatorship-era torture facilities, such as the Archivo de la Memoria in Resistencia and Rosario and the ESMA in Buenos Aires, are now memorials. That's a wrap for this video. Which of these insane places would you be willing to visit? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.